What's up, fitness fanatics? Are you tired of trying to lose that pesky visceral fat with no results? Well, fear not, because in this video, I'm about to drop some knowledge bombs on you. Say goodbye to bland salads and endless hours on the treadmill, because I'm about to share with you some seriously cool and effective ways to torch that stubborn belly fat. So, get ready to sweat, feel the burn, and watch your waistline shrink as we dive into how to lose your visceral fat faster. What is visceral fat? Visceral fat is a kind of fat that lies deep within the walls of your abdomen and surrounds your vital organs. Some levels of visceral fat are not harmful and help protect your organs. But too much visceral fat can be dangerous to your health. Visceral fat is also called active fat because of its active role in how your body functions. Excess visceral fat can cause serious health problems such as diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. How is visceral fat measured? Healthcare providers have specific guidelines they utilize to measure body fat. Visceral fat makes up about 10% of body fat. You can calculate your visceral fat level by calculating your body fat percentage and then subtracting 10%. If the body fat percentage is higher than recommended, this is also your visceral fat area. There are some ways to measure body fat. Waist measurement. Wrap the measuring tape around the waist just above the hip bone. For women, 35 inches or more means you have health problems caused by visceral fat. For men, this number is 40 inches or more. Waist to hip ratio. Measure your waist and hip measurements. Use a tape measure around the widest point of your hips. Divide your waist size by your hip size. A waist to hip ratio greater than 0.85 for women and 0.90 for men indicates abdominal obesity. Body mass index. BMI measures body fat based on height and weight. A BMI of 30 or more, for both men and women, indicates that you may be overweight and have higher levels of visceral fat. Waist to height ratio. Waist circumference divided by height. The health factor does not exceed 0.5, male and female. Some healthcare providers prefer a waist to height ratio. Other methods cannot accurately distinguish between visceral fat and subcutaneous fat. If you're digging what you're seeing, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more. Why is visceral fat bad? Fat cells do more than just store excess energy. They also produce hormones and inflammatory substances. Visceral fat was particularly active and produced several inflammatory markers. Over time, these hormones contribute to chronic inflammation and increase the risk of chronic disease. An example of this is heart disease. Long-term, persistent inflammation can cause plaque to build up in the arteries, a risk factor for heart disease. Plaque is a mixture of cholesterol and other substances. Over time, it can grow and eventually burst. If this happens, the blood in the arteries can clot and completely or partially block blood flow. Blood clots in the coronary arteries can deprive the heart of oxygen and cause a heart attack. The portal theory also explains why visceral fat is bad. This suggests that visceral fat releases inflammatory markers and free fatty acids that reach the liver via the portal vein. The portal vein transports blood from the intestines, pancreas, and spleen to the liver. This can lead fat to accumulate in the liver and lead to hepatic insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. How to get rid of visceral fat. The best way to reduce visceral fat is to maintain a healthy lifestyle. You can lower visceral fat by focusing on the same diet and exercise program that helps you lose weight and reduce body fat. Ways to reduce visceral fat include: exercise. You should try to exercise at least 30 minutes every day. This can include cardio or strength training. A popular form of exercise is high-intensity interval training, HIIT. Heat training cycles between intense activity and quick recovery. Heat provides resistance and aerobic exercise that can help you burn fat faster. Regular aerobic exercise is also a great way to lose visceral fat. This is called cardio and burns a lot of calories. This means that combining regular aerobic exercise with a healthy diet is more effective at controlling visceral fat than either exercise alone. If you want to start aerobic exercise, begin with brisk walking, jogging, or running at least 2 to 3 times a week. A balanced diet. A healthy and balanced diet has lean proteins, whole grains, low-fat dairy products, fruits, and vegetables. Try to limit your intake of trans fats, refined sugar, sodium, and processed foods. Low-carb diets, like the ketogenic, keto, diet, help reduce visceral fat by training the body to burn fat instead of carbohydrates. Fiber can be divided into two main categories, soluble and insoluble. Soluble substances mix with water to form a viscous, gel-like substance. It helps to slow down the transport of digested food from the stomach to the intestines. When soluble fibers enter the colon, gut bacteria ferment them into short-chain fatty acids. These fatty acids are the main source of nutrition for colon cells. Interestingly, they can also help reduce visceral fat by suppressing appetite. Limit alcohol consumption. Drinking too much alcohol can increase the amount of visceral fat your body stores. Drinking alcohol, especially red wine, in small quantities is good for health. However, excessive alcohol consumption can affect your health and your waistline. In fact, several studies have shown that too much alcohol can contribute to fat accumulation in the form of visceral fat. A study of 8,603 South Korean adults found that those who drank the most alcohol also had the largest waist circumference, a marker of visceral fat. Another study of 87 women found that moderate alcohol consumption was also associated with carrying more visceral fat. However, there is little research on this topic. More research will help clarify the link between alcohol consumption and visceral fat. Good sleep hygiene. Lack of sleep can increase the risk of developing visceral fat. You should try to get at least 7 hours of sleep every night. Relieve stress. Stress activates a hormone in the body called cortisol. More cortisol activates your body's fight or flight response, which causes more visceral fat to accumulate. Try yoga or meditation to reduce your stress levels. And there you have it, folks. I hope you found these tips helpful and informative. Remember, losing visceral fat is not just about looking good. It's also about improving your overall health and reducing the risk of serious diseases. So make sure to incorporate these strategies into your fitness routine and stay consistent. With time, patience, and dedication, you'll see the results you've been working hard for. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more fitness tips and tricks, and I'll see you in the next video.